1 year ago, I started as a digital nomad and I went to Malta. In that time, I've also been to Italy, US, and now I'm in Bali. Here are the 7 things that I've learned traveling on the road and working as a digital nomad. The first thing I've learned is that it's not easy traveling with non-digital nomads, as they can enjoy the trip fully. There are things you have to miss out on because your friends might be going out, but you have to stay back and work. But I needed to remember as well, being a digital nomad, that I can do this more often, and they have to go back to their normal lives of studying or working, where they need to be in the office on Monday morning, for example. If I want to spend 1 week or 1 month or even longer in one place, I can. Lesson 2 is that finding Wi-Fi has actually been okay. In most areas now in the world, there is a reliable Wi-Fi connection. Even if there isn't, I can just use a hotspot on my phone and buy a SIM card, meaning that I can work from pretty much anywhere. For example, I even did some work whilst waiting for a train in Italy last summer. I was literally sat at the side of the platform doing typing as I had a blog post to write that day and worked on my Fiverr orders. Number 3 is that it's becoming easier now to find others as digital nomads. It was really hard at the start, but now I'm recording this in Bali. There is a huge community here of people that work remotely, including digital nomads, entrepreneurs, creators, and freelancers that you can also work and travel with. There are even dedicated co-working spaces set up for digital nomads, and they're great because you can work and relax, and some of them even have AC and other facilities that make it really easy for you to work, even in the warm weather. Lesson number 4 is that it's really rewarding. I can travel wherever I want to. Like I said, last year, my first trip trying all of this out was in Malta to see if it's possible to work remotely and live in a hostel for a week. Not only did I discover that it was really easy, so many other people were testing the remote work life as well. The best part is they weren't even telling the companies that they were working remotely from Malta. And these were people from Netherlands, from Italy, and far away. Then also last summer I tried out working remotely in Naples, Italy. I also went to the Amalfi Coast and Rome in that time and spent 3 weeks there working as a digital nomad. Unfortunately, I was struck down with the Rona and had to isolate for a week, but I was still able to work on the road out there, and it was really easy. Even with the traditional methods of Italy's culture and lifestyle, there were plenty of internet connections and easy remote work opportunities. Then the most expensive trip I've ever done came in October when I visited the US. I went to LA, Vegas, San Francisco, and Yosemite over 4 weeks. The internet, of course, was super reliable over there. They've got great infrastructure, and 5G was pretty much everywhere. So if I couldn't find Wi-Fi, I could just hotspot my phone and use a data connection. Lesson number 5 about being a digital nomad is that I can control my own life. This is the best and most rewarding part of being a digital nomad. I limit my meetings, I set my own work schedule around travel and work wherever I want to, with no boss to report to, no dealings with colleagues, no holiday limits, no salary caps, and no logging in at 8 AM and logging out at 5 PM. As a result, I work fewer hours per week and have more time for travel. Brings me on to point number 6, which is that it exposes you to new cultures, new ways of thinking, and gives you great ideas for generating content and more about your business. And I'm sure you've heard the phrase, travel broadens the mind. Well, I cannot emphasize that enough. Experiencing new cultures makes you more educated about the world because you get to know how other people are living their lives. You get to experience their food and traditions. And it's what traveling is all about, in my opinion, as I'm not worried about what other people think. I'm not worried about doing the wrong thing or setting a certain style because anything goes. You're a foreigner to that country, so you're learning things from you and you don't know anyone, so no one is there to judge you. You get to be your true creative self and learn in amongst everyone else's culture, especially being a solo traveler like I am. Number 7, it saves you money or allows you to earn money whilst on the road, as most self-employed people do not get paid if they are traveling because they have to be on site and present in their day job. People such as doctors, lawyers, dentists are limited by location, so when they travel they always have to go back to work in their home country. With the freelance writing life that I have set up, I can live and work remotely in some of the cheapest countries across the world, and in countries where lifestyle is much better and the weather is also great, and best of all, it costs a fraction of what it would cost in the UK. For example, this Airbnb that I'm in right now is just $300 a month, and my place back home can be rented out for 3 times that, which is what I do when I travel. I rent my place out on Airbnb and therefore have all the bills at home paid for. This is a form of passive income, and I encourage everyone who likes to travel and who owns a place back home to try it out, because otherwise your money is just being poured down the drain and wasted.
Things I've also not covered on climate change is the impact of agriculture and farming, as they're both responsible for significant impacts on climate crisis. Livestock emits methane gas during digestion, and the production of fertilizers and pesticides, as well as clearing forests to make way for farming, is also a huge impact on climate change. People need to cut back on their meat diets, which will reduce the impact on the environment. And there's so many conflicting ideas as well that vegans are also impacting on the environment heavily. But at the end of the day, the fact that I read is that to produce 1 kilo of meat, it's something like 40 gallons of water is needed, which I think is way less for vegetables, for example. Also, for climate change, it's important that you take individual action. We are also responsible, despite how small we might feel. If you make changes to your daily lives, such as using public transport more, selling your car, and using renewable energy sources and supplies whenever you can, maybe assess your carbon footprint and see how you can help with the environment. This also brings me on to renewable energy. It's obviously going to be very difficult for everyone to shift to renewable energy. Wind, solar, hydroelectric power and much more are becoming more available all the time because they don't produce any emissions and nothing is burned. Plus they last for years and can be cheaper on a given day than normal coal and gas and even nuclear. Maybe if you have a piece of land or know someone that does, consider them putting a wind turbine or solar panels on. This will hugely help the impact of climate change on our planet.
If you've made it this far, comment down below on any questions you have about the digital nomad life and travel in general. Thanks so much for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe and like this video, as it greatly helps out my channel. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. You are joining me from Bali. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. That's such a boring thing to say, so I'll stop saying it now.